Alright folks, welcome back to PrepperNow. I'm going to give you an update on all this craziness with these drones, and then we're going to go into another story about a sickness that is hitting the DRC. But let's talk about what's going on with these drones. We don't know a lot more than we did yesterday, but now there's some kind of infighting between everybody, government and such, but we are going to go through the first. First of all, Marjorie Taylor Greene said that she would shoot the things down herself if they were to make it so we have to be locked down and in. That is a new theory that has come out, is that they want to use this as an excuse to lock us into our homes, aka Rona style, but with a type of event that could be saying, hey, there's a potential problem out there, you guys need to shelter in place, yada, yada, yada. I don't know how many people would believe that, possibly. Again, all this stuff that I share here, I'm just going around and finding different theories and everything and just trying to make heads and tails and finding footage. Some of it is probably from the last few days or weeks or whatever. Some of it might be old. I'm not quite sure. I just go on to Telegram, look around and see what the latest posts are, trying to put all this together. So, a U.S. Marine base in California has reported sightings of unidentified drones over its facility for the first time. So there is an update. And yes, there are a lot of people that are saying that this is happening all over the world and not just an American East Coast, New Jersey phenomenon. So this is something that is happening all over. Ramstein Air Base in Germany, of course, has had sightings of these things. But what worries most people of all is the size of these drones that are being reported. These are not recreational. These are larger sized drones. And if the goal of a foreign government was to monitor sensitive sites and collect information and get intelligence, well, they wouldn't use these kind of size of drones. They'd be using much smaller. So the larger the drones is means it's something that is a little bit more inexplicable. So they could use these, of course. That really emboldens more of the theory that this is a sniffing kind of exercise. Another theory is that this is a taxi service that they are, just kind of getting used to and starting and doing practice runs, but I just don't understand why they would be doing this under the cover that they are if it's just a general transportation kind of exercise. That doesn't really make sense. You'd think there'd be some kind of an alert to the larger community. Again, we just don't know. So if they are gathering intelligence, I doubt they'd be using things the size of a Volkswagen. There are large fleets of drones that have happened as well. That's what the video yesterday was. At the beginning, that was China showing off its abilities. No, that was not a cartoon. That's supposedly what they can do with their drones. And if you've ever seen any of their kind of, displays and stuff, and they do for more celebratory type of gatherings, they will do these things. So, but if this was more of, if these larger drones, everybody's reporting these are about the size of a car, these would be the kind of things that would be a little bit more problematic to sensitive areas, places like nuclear power plants or substations and things like that. You couldn't do a lot of damage with a drone that is able to fit inside a backpack. However, if this thing is the size of a Honda, you could do a lot more damage, and you could also carry a lot more considerable weight. So these, they're saying they can carry around 500 to 1,000 pounds. Well, think of the ordnance that you could have in that kind of a payload. So, and you swarm those things in any other kind of a populated area or place, you could do some real damage. So, Midland Park, New Jersey, they supposedly had notification sirens. That was the first video that was going on. People, this happens all the time, but some people are saying, this is kind of strange timing. So, have you ever been around? They do municipality warning signs. I've heard a little bit more over the last few years, really. I don't know. I don't live in a tornado kind of area like I did when I was growing up. So I feel like the emergencies might be more kind of getting us prepped for civil defense, but I don't know. And of course, these timings and everything could be coincidental, but the person that filmed it was generally shocked. And then, of course, you've got the people that say this is a psyop, that this is all being done to either get us prodded and ready for commercial drones to monitor us, like some say a system that might be a little bit more, how should I put it, beastly. Palantir has government contracts. They include those with the Department of State, U.S. Department of Developing Next-Generated Intelligence, military branches for things like Maven Smart Systems, AI. They have got contracts with the NIH. They've got contracts with the Air Force. They've got contracts with the CDC. They've got contracts with Space Systems Command and Space Force. So, what is going on? Well, we're not really learning much. I think that's why this story is persisting. And the reason why is because, well, people want to know, and it's kind of creating a lot of panic. I think it's something more simple. I think, as I've said many times, I think they're just either practicing looking for something, or they are actually looking for something, and there is a broken arrow, as it called it, or something more nefarious and nasty. So, of course, the national security apparatus has poo-pooed this whole thing and saying that, these are all legally and lawful, and they're being open and transparent. I think nobody really believes all of that, and if there was something going on, there wouldn't be as many sightings as they were. So, as they said, we assess the sightings and data to include a combination of lawful, commercial, hobbyist, and law enforcement drones. But I'm not sure anybody really believes all of that. So, that is the latest on that. Here we go. All right. So, what is really going on that you should be paying a little bit more attention to? There's a interesting going disease that is kind of similar to malaria. And it's got a lot of the signs and symptoms. This is in Africa, and it is causing a lot of problems. They're saying it might be multiple pathogens, but it is a mystery disease. 10 people have been suffering from this in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. They have tested positive for malaria. However, they don't know if this is a mosquito-borne problem or whatever. They're just trying to figure it all out. But 10 people have tested positive for this thing that is a lot like malaria. And of the 12 initial samples that have been collected, 10 have tested positive for malaria, but they think there might be more diseases involved. This, of course, is from the WHO. Then they want to do more samples and test and get all the causes and everything else. Malaria, of course, is a serious disease, but they're worried that this might get on an airplane and travel to other portions of the world. So the disease had killed 79 people in the Panzi Health Zone from the 24th of October with 376 cases. So that is the background of this. And this is more than half the cases were children under the age of 5. A lot of them were malnourished, so that might be having a major effect as well. But this is a remote region called Panzi. Some say 143 have died. Who knows? So this is not in a great place where they can figure out a lot of the different, things. This is not a great place of reporting And a lot of the symptoms have been flu-like. They've got headaches, they've got coughing, and they've got anemia. And so they're trying to get on the ground to kind of figure this all out. Of course, you all remember that certain people in our health apparatus are really into promoting this new thing called Disease X, whatever that may be. But this is a developing story. They don't really know. Disease X, of course, is a term that they're using for unknown pathogens. This kind of fits the bill for that. Or as they called, an undiagnosed disease rather than an unknown one. So Rona, of course, is still fresh in all of our mind and all the respiratory issues. There have also been the avian flu matter that is going and sweeping across America as many of our flocks are being culled, which is putting pressure on our dairy products like eggs. So that is the story. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on the skies. Hit that like button. If you like what we're doing here, we'd love to have you again. Subscribe, darken out the bell, get the notifications, and we'll come here and try and give you a nice, plaintive and calm detailing of everything that's going on based on articles and stuff like that. I do have a Substack. I do another channel called The Crisis Report. If you would like to check that out, links are all in the description. And, of course, we would love to have you back for more. So come on back. God bless. PrepperNow out.